Assalamualaikum, my name is MIZA FAQIHAH. Before we go in detail about this topic, I will start the presentation with the meaning of new moon and Taqwim. New moon or hilal is defined as the presence of moon after the founding of first ijtima or possibly is visible after sunset. The appearance of the new moon is very important in matters of worship. Taqwim is a time calculation system using days and months. The time of day is usually determined based on astronomical objects such as the sun or the moon. Taqwim also can be defined as a time travel record or a time order system that divides years into months, months into weeks, and weeks into days. Taqwim or calendar plays a very important role in human life since the early civilization. Taqwim and calendar is a system time that is closely related to social and religious activities that help humans manage daily life more systematically and with quality. In Islam, the Taqwim plays a role in the search for perfection in the implementation of worship, such as determination for the beginning of Ramadan. Now, we will proceed the presentation with the Taqwim and determination of Islamic new moon according to Al-Quran and As-Sunnah. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 189, there is an explanation of the phases of the moon as a measurement of time for humans, as stated by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Yas'alunaka 'anil ahillah qul hiya mawaqitu lin-nasi wal hajj. They ask you, O Prophet, about the phases of the moon. Say, they are a means for people to determine time and pilgrimage. In Tafsir of Imam Shafi'i, he states that God explained that the crescent of the moon is determined and the dates specified. He did not make any information for the Muslims except him. This verse was revealed to show the difference between the moon and sun statically. This is because the Arabs, when they wonder about why the new moon was created in varying circumstances, Prophet Muhammad explained the reason the moon is created as a determinant of fasting and breaking time, the obligation of Hajj, iddah women, and debt payments. Next, in Islam, the appearance of hilal is used to determine the start of a new month. On the 29th or 30th of the month, just after sundown, the crescent moon known as hilal appears on the western horizon. This form of hilal has been explained by Allah in His word. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Wal qamara qaddarnahu manazila hatta 'ada kal urjunil qadim. And the moon we have determined for its phases until it returns appearing like the old date stop. The hadith of the Prophet narrated by Imam Muslim and Bukhari. Sumu li ru'yati wa aftiru li ru'yati. Fa in gubbiya alaikum fa akmilu iddata Sya'ban 30. Start fasting on seeing the crescent of Ramadan and give up fasting on seeing the crescent of Shawwal. And if the sky is overcast and you cannot see it, complete 30 days of Sya'ban.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is JUNAYDI RAHIMI. I want to continue our presentation with Taqwim Hijri. Taqwim Hijri is the official calendar of Muslims in various matters, especially in the aspect of worship. Next, history of Taqwim Hijri. It is a pure qamariah system guided by the circulation of the moon around the earth, and its calculation starts from the hijrah event of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca to Yathrib, Madinah in the year 622 Masihi. These are four types of Taqwim Hijri. First, Taqwim Istilahi. Second, Taqwim Hakiki. Third, Taqwim Wujudul Hilal. Fourth, Taqwim Imkanu Ruqyah. First type of Taqwim is Taqwim Istilahi. What is Taqwim Istilahi? This arrangement of Taqwim is based on the determination of the beginning by the month, which is done systematically. A year of Hijrah consists of 354 days, and it starts from the month of Muharram and ends with the month of Zulhijjah. Second is Taqwim Hakiki. For this Taqwim, The initial determination of the month of Hijrah is based on the occurrence of Ijtima events of the moon and the sun. If Ijtima occurs before the sun sets on the 29th day of the previous month, then a new month begins. On the other hand, the opposite will happen if Ijtima occurs after sunset, then the moon will be sufficient for 30 days. Third is Taqwim Wajudul Hilal. The calendar is based on the Ijtima system as well, but the determination of the beginning of the moon is calculated according to the existence of the crescent on the horizon at sunset. Starting from sunset, the new moon is counted. The last type of Taqwim is Imkanu Ruqyah. What is the meaning of Imkanu Ruqyah? Imkanu Ruqyah means the expectation of the appearance of the crescent, which refers to the criteria obtained from the previous Ruqyah. According to this Taqwim, the determination of the beginning of the month is based on astronomy. That's all what I want to share about the Taqwim Hijri. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AISYA FATIHAH binti HAFEZ. So now I will continue our presentation by elaborating my topic, which is Taqwim Masihi. So what is the meaning of Taqwim Masihi? In biblical translation, Masihi means Messiah or Messias. That is referred to Jesus. In the Taqwim Masihi, we use a few short form, which is BC, AD, CE and BCE. BC means before Christ. AD is Anno Domini, a Latin term which means year of our Lord. That is referred to the birth of Jesus. CE is Common Era and BCE is before Common Era. But now we no longer use BC and AD. We just use CE and BCE. So the history of Taqwim Masihi. Before Taqwim Masihi is created, there is a few calendar that already used, which is from Rome system calendar to the Julian system calendar, then the Gregorian system calendar. Taqwim Masihi called as Gregorian calendar. The founder of Gregorian calendar is Pope Gregory XIII, which is born on January 7, 1502 and died on April 10, 1585. He was a pope for Catholic Christians living in the city of Rome from 13 May 1572 until his death. He announced the Gregorian calendar in October of 1582 as a replacement of the Julian calendar. Originally, churches elsewhere still did not use this calendar officially, but with constant work to raise it, the last European country to practice this calendar was Greece in 1923. In general, this calendar was created to make it easier for Christians to worship. In particular, this calendar wants to be used officially by all Christians for the purpose of celebrating Easter Day, the day of resurrection on the same day. Easter Day occurs in the spring. The Roman Catholic Church states that the exact date season for Easter Day cannot be ascertained. The Cathedral of Alexandria celebrates Easter Day between March 8 and April 5, while the Church of Rome uses it between March 5 to April 2. The specific characteristics are it is a calendar based on the solar cycle. It counts 1 year, meaning the full cycle of the year around the sun, which is 365 and half days. The influence of this type of count is taken from the ancient Egyptian calendar. So the name of the months that we use now is for the first month is January. The name is taken from Janus, who is the god of the gatekeeper, the beginning and the end. He is the god of the ancient Rome faith. February is from Februus or Februarius, which is the god of death. March is from Mars, which is the god of war. April from Aphrodite, god of love, beauty and sex. May is from Maya or Maestas, the man who became the wife of Zeus and the mother of Hermes. And June is taken from Juno, which is the god of marriage and childbirth. Next is July, is taken from Julius Caesar. August is taken from Augustus, which is the first commander of Rome, who was born in 27 BC and came in 14 BC. And September until December is taken from the Latin number, which is mean 7, 8, 9 and 10. So the Christian celebrations related to this calendar. When we know the history of this calendar, then we have certainly known its relationship with Christianity. Therefore, it cannot be denied that Christians are religious with this calendar. In fact, that is what the clever people are trying to do to unite Christians. In the Julian calendar, the first month is March, but when it got the influence of Christians who thought Jesus was born and baptized on December 25, they put January 1 as the date of the feast. It is a package for the Christmas festivities. They celebrated the day just as ancient Rome celebrated the birthday of Hercules.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hussain SHAIBULLAH. So today I'm the next presenter. I want to discuss about Julian date. What is the Julian dates? What's the meaning of Julian date? So do you want to know? So let's go. So we go to what's the Julian day? The Julian day is the continuous count of days since the beginning of the Julian period, and it's used primarily by astronomers and its software for easily calculating a place date between two events. For example, for the food production date and sell by date. The Julian date in simple word is GD. Of any instant is the Julian day number plus the fraction of a day, since the preceding none in universal time. Julian days are expressed as a Julian day number with a decimal fraction added. The Julian day is often confused with the Julian calendar, which was introduced by Julius Caesar in 45 BC. What is BC? BC stands for before Christ. To bring about reform in the Roman Empire. The Julian day is different or modulus of time. In time at least since the beginning of the 7,980 year cycle. These 7,980 years are calculated with several traditional time cycles such as solar, lunar and Roman cycle, of which 7,980 are various. The current Julian cycle begins on 1 January in 4713 BC in Gregorian calendar and will end on 22 January 3268 AD. What is AD? AD synonym for stand for Anno Domini. Uses Julian dates. Julian dates are commonly used in the computer science to calculate the difference between dates, because the all number in the system are consecutive integers. So you guys can look the photo. In photo show the number, the all number in used in computer science to calculate the days. So that from me. So we go to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NAJMIAH binti ATAM. I will present about the observation of Islamic new moon. Okay, many ulama believe a new moon begin with the crescent shaped new moon can be seen by the naked eye. The observation of the new moon has historically utilized in the calculation of the calendar throughout the period of Babylon. Although most lunar calendar observation are for the religious purpose, Muslims utilize it mostly for a visual observation of the moon. Along with the development of modern times, the moon observer have many tools to help the process of this observation methods other than the fulfillment of the previous month to 30 days or based on astronomical calculations. The most important condition is the instrument used must meet the specification set by the verses of the Al-Quran and Hadith and the consensus of the scholars. The instrument used for the purpose of worship should be conducted by an individual that is fair and free from fraud. Instruments used must not contradict the belief and trust of Muslims or contain element of superstition. Thus, the instrument used in the context of moon observation we use to help obtain the image of the new moon or detect the position of the moon. The instrument like optical telescope or radio telescope has seen major qualify. This is because all of these instruments were controlled by Muslim astronomers who have skills and expertise to the specification for each instrument use. Now I will continue the observation new moon using optical telescope. So optical objects are items that employ optical lens to aid in certain tasks such as glass, plastic, and fiber. So Muslims have been observing the new moon in religious practice for more than 1,000 years. So Muslims have invented and used telescope as early as 500 years ago because of this activity. So the telescope is a popular tool for viewing things in the sky up close and clearly. The telescope also commonly used in astronomy, particularly for seeing the moon. An optical telescope is a device that collects more light than the human eye can. The more light then can be captured, the bigger the diameter. Convex lenses are employed in telescope and the mirror is likewise of the convex mirror type. As a result of the difficulty in acquiring a picture of the moon using traditional telescope, scientists have developed a system of more advanced optical telescope for moon investigation. A sophisticated telescope includes filters, objective, tracking system, and image processing system. The telescope objective, lens, or mirror can be fitted with the moon objective filters. These filters are composed of optical materials that can filter light other than moonlight. This filter enable only moonlight to pass through to the objective, lens, or mirror telescope. If the frequency of the primary wave of new moon can be detected, the filter may be created. While the tracking system is its moon, mechanical and electronic tracking system that automatically move the telescope while tracking the movement of the moon. This device is computer non-control and can follow even the crescent moon, which is obscured by clouds and is optically undetectable. So a condition set for the activities of this observation is the size of the moon. The size of the smallest age of the moon at this point is the first day of the moon. The position of the moon is close to the horizon, where usually there are clouds. In addition, the observation of the new moon was dusk when there is sunlight. All of these set conditions to make observation of the most difficult to do. We move to the observation of the using radio telescope. A radio telescope is a device that collects radio signals generated by astronomical objects. so it can detect electromagnetic wave in the form of radio broadcast. A radio telescope is a type of directional radio antenna used in radio astronomy. So it is the same antenna that is used to determine and collect data, satellite and spacecraft. Radio telescopes are typically dish-shaped antennas that may be used alone or in arrays. Radio telescope is not similar as optical telescope that can detect radio wave emit by the wave and converts data obtained from visual image. Thus, the visual image of the moon from radio wave can be generated. So the advantage of using the radio telescope observations of the moon is that it can observe the crescent moon even blocked by the clouds. Because radio wave can penetrate the cloud while optical wave blocked by clouds. Now I will explain about the factor that influence crescent visibility. First is contrast sky brightness. Okay, the brightness of the sky reduces the contrast of the crescent light. So the old crescent and the young crescent have low contrast. Due to that, a dark horizon is required during the observation process. Other than that, the criteria constructed by Brewing use the width of the crescent moon, the brightness of the twilight sky, and the brightness of the moon as his main parameters. So this parameter is used to determine the appearance of the crescent moon based on the idea of light contrast. So this is the moon will be visible when its light is brighter than the light of the twilight sky at a certain weight. So the idea or concept of Brewing using light contrast was a pioneering concept introduced by Brewing at the time. Brewing seemed to be influenced by the concept of light contrast in the construction of his crescent criteria that he made some mistake, which is underestimation, especially from the point of view of human eye sensitivity. So the second one is weather. Okay, the weather well and the clouds. The weather must well and the clouds are not thick. So when the clouds are thick, then the chance of seeing the crescent moon are even dimmer. When the crescent light is thin and covered by cloud as well, then observation will be difficult to make. So the last one is duration of the crescent above the horizon. So the Istanbul Resolution is an important point in reaching astronomers' agreement in the observation of the crescent that the crescent is considered visibility. If the height of the crescent, which is altitude, when the sun sets not less than 5 degrees above the horizon, and the angle of the elongation, which is curve distance for the sun and the moon, is not less more than 8 degrees. Next is the age criterion of 8 hours for the new moon after ijtima. So for the conclusion, the calendar play a very critical role in management of human life. It is a system of time that is closely related to social and religious activities, as well as the administrative affairs of daily human life, depending on it. Thus, technology, optical telescope, radio telescope, and religion should be in line in every action, so that all activities of research, observation, theories concerning the creation of which is run according to a set of religious rules. That's all from us. Thank you.